Hey guys, so we went to Chile Pepper. We got the shirt. It was not the best race ever though. Stick around. Here's the race recap. All right, so Chile Pepper. It was leading up to it was good. I mean, our long run last week was only 8 miles, nice and easy, felt fine. Wednesday morning speed session. We did a 1200 right at race pace, and we did 6 400s right on the money. That like went smooth. That felt great. Everything was clicking, and then we left Friday afternoon to drive up to Fayetteville, and I think I got dehydrated on the way up. It's a 6 hour car ride, and I think we had way too much salt for dinner, which I think may have also contributed to Saturday. Because my wife hadn't had a chance to have an Impossible Burger yet. So we swung through Burger King for dinner on the way up there. And, I slept great Friday night. And then got up in the morning, and, my head just wasn't really in the right space, and I felt a little off. Stuff wasn't quite going right. I don't know. But we got out there, paid a registration fee, got our bid, did all that stuff, started getting warmed up, and getting warmed up, I really noticed my head wasn't really in the right space. I was kind of paying more attention to, like, oh, hey, there's so-and-so I know, hey, there's so-and-so I know, like, it was almost more like social engagement for me. But yeah, so we had to run in the fast heat with Arkansas and OSU and OU and Allen County Community College and all the other like really competitive schools. And so apparently the leaders went through the mile at like 4:30 pace or something like that, which for an 8K, 5 miles, way faster than me for sure. But I intentionally kind of let everybody go with a plan of being nice and smooth and consistent and hitting like 5:30 pace, which is about where I should be under normal conditions. But I don't think I'd had enough water in the morning either, especially to make up for the extra salt and being dehydrated the day before. And I don't think I was really fully warmed up either. I'll tell you what, let's take a look at the Strava data from the race. Big spoiler. So yeah, big spoiler here. I dropped at the 5K mark. The splits, we went through the mile 5:20, which given the super fast start, a big race, I'm not surprised with. I think my wife said there were 13 people behind me and the several hundred people in this race at this point. Went through the 2 mile mark. We kind of came up and around here, around the field, going back through the trees. And at about 2 miles, about right there, my watch was a little off, so it was actually a little faster than these two. I think it was 5:24 at the mile, I think, and I think that second mile was right around a 5:25, given where the mile markers were on the course. I'm going to trust that a lot more than my watch. So, I mean, those are right on. And then coming around the corner and down the hill, we come through the second mile mark, coming through where all the tents were and that kind of thing around the start line again, starting lap 2. You can see my heart rate just kept climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing. And it actually peaked out at like 190 something, 192, which is really high, especially given how I wasn't really running that fast. I mean, realistically, it wasn't that much faster than threshold pace where I normally hang out at, 175 to 180. So the weather, according to the results, was roughly 73 out and 81% humidity. So it was definitely warm a little bit, but it felt fine. But I think maybe what happened was just warm enough and just humid enough to feel good, but still be over that critical threshold for me from being able to keep my core temperature down. But yeah, so I ended up running the second loop, came around and started going up the hill on the second loop, and I got to the top, and like there just wasn't anything there. My legs felt like I was hung over almost. So yeah, so I mean, like the legs there just wasn't anything there. There's no spring, there's no pep. Like it felt like I was trying to pump molasses through my legs instead of blood. I'm 15 seconds after stopping, I was like, yeah, sure, I can go finish. But at that point, I had already stopped and pulled the plug. I was mentally disconnected. So I did not have a good race. And I'm not entirely, I know part of it was on the mental side. I didn't do the mental prep work I needed to for the race. I didn't set out my list of goals. I didn't, um, I kind of had a race plan of, running 5:30 pace for the first 5K and then, racing the last 2 miles. And, after the first mile marker, I was passing people like no problem. Um, like the pace was right and the heart rate wasn't too high yet, I don't think. But even coming around, starting the second lap, like I was passing people, like biomechanically I felt okay, but like the legs didn't have any pep to them. It felt like I was pushing, not running. Um, for those of you who have heard me kind of talk about the difference between the two of those before, it was just like it obviously something wasn't working. Something wasn't right, which is why I pulled the plug. So I think it was a double whammy of not being psychologically in the right space, on top of physiologically. I'm assuming I was just really dehydrated. My core temperature got too high because that fits with that amount of duration, that effort level, with the heart rate going up like that. Because it shouldn't have been that high at that speed. It's not like I took off out of the gate running, 5-minute pace on the start. Like I intentionally let the speed demons go and was just going to reel them in, running my race 5:30 pace. So all in all, I'm not happy with the race. I don't think I executed it well here. I obviously broke the golden rule of not doing anything new on race day because I had that Impossible Burger for dinner the night before while traveling and getting really dehydrated. But I think, it's the races where we don't do well that we learn the most. So, yeah, the Impossible Burger, while it tastes like Whopper, maybe it's a good option for road tripping for a vegetarian option if you don't have to do something the next day. It just wasn't what I needed for the night before the race. I would have been much better off going to Subway and just getting a sandwich. And then as far as execution goes, we really need to pay some attention to some mental toughness. After that 5K time trial, a month or so ago, we had mentally, like we were good until we realized our lap count was off and that derailed me, and mentally I unplugged and kind of had a similar kind of thing, even though physically I was fine. I think I got a couple 5Ks that I'm thinking about looking at. Here in a couple weeks, we got the Heroes Run over in Shreveport, which I might do. It's 5K. The half marathon is kind of the big race. That's where all the speed demons are going to be, which would be a good race for me to do, but I'm not ready for half marathon racing yet. I really want to nail a good 5K. And then on November 16th, we got the Rock Island Greenway 10K here in town. And I may hop in on the relay maybe in Springfield, Missouri for the Run for the Ranch as well, if my runners need a fourth leg. But I think maybe what we will do is I'm kicking around the idea of maybe Wednesday at the speed session this week, doing a 5K time trial. Because here's the thing, raced terribly on Saturday, and then Sunday we drove home. I got out of the car, ran a light, quick, easy 4 miles. It was still 80-something degrees out, like 85 out or something like that. So it's starting to cool down a little bit. But then the storms rolled in here, and Monday morning, did my long run, and I actually had to wait till about lunchtime to wait for the thunder and lightning to stop. But I did my long run, 10 miles, easy, heart rate stayed pretty low, and I averaged 15 to 45 seconds per mile faster than I've been averaging for the last several months. And I felt fine. My foot's a little stiff today, but I don't, not really. I think that may be from the race. Spending all day walking around on uneven ground, because it almost feels like your ankle feels after you roll it. But yeah, so yeah, I'm physically fit. I know I can do it. So I'm thinking I may try to do a 5K time trial at the speed session, kind of see how that goes. I'm going to talk to the guys and see what they want to do. But anyway, that's where we're at for now. I'll probably keep posting training vlogs once a week. If anything, just keep myself honest and have the documentation of what I'm doing, what's where, and that kind of thing. I've gained a lot of fitness this summer doing this. Obviously, an 8K cross-country race was not what we originally had in mind when we started doing this training block, 12 weeks ago. Since we were planning on doing a 5K cross-country race or a 5K road races, that really fast 5K. But we got a bunch of fitness gains out of it, so I think that's good. I think we're not as fast as we could be yet, so we'll definitely be continuing to work on the 5K PR time. I think kind of pie in the sky goal is to see if we can get sub 16. I'm pretty sure it's physiologically capable for me to do it still, but I think that's kind of the big goal, is to kind of get there, and kind of see where we can get. And when we start kind of capping out, that's when we'll stretch it to 10K. So I got to go back to the drawing board. I got to revisit the training plan, see what's up. All in all, I'm happy with how the training block has gone. I'm just disgruntled with how the race went. Kind of grumpy with myself for execution, making some poor decisions. But I wasn't the only one out there that had a rough day. Some of my other friends that were running unattached for the first time in years, fast people, like buddy out there who's sub 240 marathoner, he ran a 39, or he ran 29 and change, so much slower than I would have anticipated him doing as well. I think there's several of us that just did not have a good day. So I don't know. I'm going to go back and get it next year, though, I think. I think next year I'm going to want to go back, run unattached again, and see what we can do. Anyway, till next time, train smart.